Honorable Men Discord. Megan Thee Stallion shoots down Slim Thug. Let's talk about it. If you haven't heard the news, Slim Thug has a major crush on Megan Thee Stallion. And unfortunately for him, she shot him down while at Coachella. I believe Coachella was done in Texas this year. And she shot him down right in front of the crowd. Now, the reason why he thought he may have a shot with Megan Thee Stallion is because she performed 2 of his records at Coachella. So he looked at that as a sign. He's like, you can't tell me nothing. She's performed to my records, and it may mean that she might like me. Now, she has gone on, I should say, to clarify things and say, listen, I like the music. It's not about you. But let's get into the Slim Thug comment, which many of you probably heard of this before. Maybe not, but let's get into it.
Did y'all see the Stallion dancing to Thug from around the way and still tipping? If that ain't a, hey, I want you daddy call, I don't know what is. So I'm just waiting on my day, kid. I'm just waiting on her to come to Houston and hit my line like, hey, I'm in the town, pick me up. You know what I'm saying? It's only a matter of time at this point. She brought me out in Houston. Know she got a crush on me by this point. She danced to 2 of my songs. I say I'm in there. I think I'm in there. What y'all think? Did you?
All right, so here's Megan Thee Stallion basically letting him know, listen, I just like your music. It's not you. Let's get into it.
And no, Slim Thug, this don't mean I want you. I just like your music, man. Hey!
All right. Now, Slim Thug, even after hearing that, still has a crush on her. So I'm just going to play this video with Slim Thug basically saying, listen, at some point in time, we're going to get married. And listen, there was a clip that I did not cue up of Slim Thug saying, listen, he's patient. He's like, maybe right now she's in her phase of just like enjoying herself, enjoying her freedom as a single woman. But he's willing to wait until she's at the age of auntie age. He's like, I'll still be here for you. So he has it out bad for her. Which, I mean, it's okay if he finds her attractive and he has it out bad for her. But I'm going to get into something as soon as I finish playing this clip. Let's get into this clip.
No, let the Stallion know. I will be her husband. Yep. All that player shit I be talking. All this gangster shit I be talking about, man. Never said that. I ain't doing this shit. Let her come over here and do that little twerking shit, make them ass cheeks. Oh, it's over, kid. Oh, hey, man, I'll see y'all next month, kid. I don't know y'all about. I erase my homeboys' mass text, everything. Yeah, I'm cutting all that shit up. I be talking all this player shit, gangster shit. I ain't doing this, I ain't doing that. Shit. Let her come over here with that motherfucking ass shake. Niggas be like, that nigga slimmer. Oh, that nigga traded like a motherfucker, man. That nigga used to be talking all that player shit. That nigga quiet than a motherfucker. He lifting her dress up at the Grammys and shit, like in the back, holding her train of her dress. Nigga ain't even taking the pictures. They skipping red carpet and shit. Nigga.
So he's willing to give up bachelor life for Megan Thee Stallion. So he's got it bad. But what I want to point out to this for all the gentlemen that's watching, and again, I'll see you in the comments if you disagree, right? We have normalized, and when I say we, I'm talking about our community. I'm always talking about our community when I say we. We have normalized classlessness. Yes, I'll say it again. Classlessness. We have normalized it, right? Because, hear me out on this. Megan Thee Stallion's a rapper. Hip-hop was created from the bottom in the South Bronx, right? Hip-hop was created in the Bronx. Hip-hop is a reflection of our community. Some of the the worst parts of our community, as well as some of the affluent parts of our community, right? But for the most part, it's a reflection of us as a people, right? But only in our community would a man get on social media, right? And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with Slim Thug declaring that he's attracted to Megan Thee Stallion. She's a beautiful woman. I don't see anything wrong with that. And at the end of the day, he's acknowledging her beauty. He's not saying anything disrespectful. You know, he just said, listen, I think her coming out to my music is a sign, right? But only in our community, again, the classlessness of our community, would now Megan Thee Stallion respond in front of an audience as a female, in front of an audience. And if you disagree with me, I will absolutely be in the comments for this. Men and women who come across this episode and want to stand up for Megan Thee Stallion's actions. I'm here for the females, I should say, that come across this episode. And the reason why I'm saying it's classlessness is because only in hip hop would something like that happen. Could you imagine? And I'm just gonna just throw out names. Could you imagine a guy saying something? Not, should I say colleague? Not colleague, but someone basically who shares, because for lack of the word right now, someone who shares in R&B or whatever music a female's in, saying similar to what Slim Thug is saying. Oh, she played my music. You know, I might have a shot. Could you imagine if like a Shakira chose her performance to let that guy know, no, I just like your music, it's not you. Think about any female outside of hip hop doing that. Shakira, Jennifer Lopez. R&B is close knit to hip hop. Imagine Mary J. Blige doing that because a guy said something about Mary J. Blige because she came out listening to his music. What are the singers out there that's respected? Adele, although Adele's spoken for, so maybe not Adele. But just fill in the blank with any female outside of hip hop. What female with class is gonna go in front of her audience and talk about the guy and embarrass him like that? For what reason? Let me explain to you what class may look like. Class is not saying anything at all. And if they ask you in an interview, oh, what's your thoughts on Slim Thug's comments about you? You know, performing to his records. Class is a female saying, I'm flattered, but I'm not interested at this time. That's class. She didn't have to say anything while I was on stage. And then continuing to play his music. You basically thrash the guy in front of your audience and then play his music. And now no one's here, well, don't get me wrong, I'm not here saying Megan Thee Stallion has to give Slim Thug a shot just because he expressed his admiration for her. Right? But she didn't have to say that in front of the audience. And by all means, you could disagree with me. I stand on what I'm saying. I'll see you in the comments. It's classless. And because it's hip hop and it's part of our culture, I'm speaking on it. And by all means, you know, I was raised on hip hop. I myself used to record music. So I'm speaking because it's the truth. I'm not speaking because I'm biased or I don't like the music. You know, that's not the case. I just feel like we've normalized classlessness. You know, men and women alike, by the way. But here I'm speaking about Megan Thee Stallion and how I think that was just classless, right? We have women within our community that call men bro. Obviously call men the N-word. And I honestly wouldn't care what age you are. early 20s, mid 20s. If you're in your 30s, even worse. The higher up in the 20s you get, if you still are calling guys bro, you calling guys the N word, you're accepting guys talking to you in that fashion. This is what we've accepted. We've accepted classlessness. Why have we accepted classlessness? I have no idea. That's for another episode. That would just turn this episode into like a half an hour to an hour episode. But we're here. Why are we accepting classlessness? I have no idea. I would have to really put some thought into it and share that on another episode. But we're here. And then you wonder why some men are choosing not to date certain women. And this is not just for black women. This could be for Hispanic women doing the same thing. I'm talking about language, the way you're talking. It's classless, and it's not, to me, it's not ladylike. And that's a thing of the past too. Me even saying that sounds so old-fashioned, because I don't even think women these days even care to be ladylike. I don't even know if they know what it means to be ladylike. We have embraced a culture of classlessness, and women, some women, being extremely aggressive towards men, challenging men. You don't have to agree with men. You're not a man's slave. But where's the class? Where's the class? You know, some people, I'm pretty sure, seen this video and thought nothing of it. Why? Because it's the norm. It's the norm of our society. The same way it's become norm to react in violence. Violence is a norm. You know, I can't tell you how many people have jumped in my comments over the Austin Metcalf incident. All right. And I'll be honest with you, and this is no disrespect to the Metcalf family. My condolences to that family. But these type of incidences of violence is such a norm in New York City that the amount of comments I got about those two particular videos, I'm just not as invested in those episodes, not out of disrespect for the Metcalf family, absolutely not, but just because, unfortunately, in today's society, murder is the norm. Gone are the days of fist fights. Rarely do you ever hear a news report about a fist fight. It's always escalated to violence with a weapon. It's almost always escalated, whether it's innocent bystanders, whether it's intentional, like an intentional target. It's been normalized. And where am I going with all of this? I'm going with the fact that we've normalized being uncivil. We've normalized being classless. We've normalized being ignorant. We accept it. We say we don't accept it, but it's perpetuated. It's perpetuated. Good luck to you men that are out there looking for women. There's alternatives. Some say, "Oh, grab your passport." You know, that was the big thing a few years ago. You know, passport bros and things like that. But something's got to give. Something's got to give. I just don't think Megan needed to address that at the concert on stage. What, she thought that was cute? And for anyone defending Megan Thee Stallion, saying what she said about Slim Thug on the stage at a concert, I'll see you in the comments. Explain to me why. Because Slim Thug is sitting by himself saying, "Oh, I saw her performing to two of my records." You know, he's by himself. He's not saying it in front of an audience. Now, granted, he's posting it for social media, but he's just showing admiration for an attractive female, as many men often do. It doesn't mean shoot the man down on your stage. He wasn't disrespecting you. He's just admiring you. She could have went on. A matter of fact, she could have chose, if she wanted to do it in front of her audience, she could have said, "Thug," she could have stopped the music and said, "Hey, Slim, I'm flattered, but I just like your music." But the way in which she said it, it was almost like she was sort of like saying, please. Listen, I honestly think the best thing she should have did was just not addressed it at all on stage, and maybe just allowed for at a later time while she's on a radio station or something like that, or a podcast, just address it and say, I'm flattered by it, but that's as far as I'm gonna go. I'm gonna speak on that, and just keep it, keep it simple, keep it, keep it nice, keep it, feminine. I don't think the way she handled it was feminine, and I wouldn't even want to be with a female that addresses stuff like that. Honestly, that's just my take. You're welcome to disagree with me. That's what this channel's for. But one thing's not denying everything I said previously. We have normalized being classless. We have normalized being uncivil. We don't know how to communicate with one another without turning to violence. There's no fist fights. It's just grab a weapon. And over the smallest things. This is why, again, as far as my episodes on the Metcalf family and the Austin situation, it's like there's people that jump in the comments extremely invested in it. And I'm saying to myself, this is the norm every time I turn on the news here in New York. It's the norm. It's an absolute tragedy what happened in Texas, but this is the norm in New York, unfortunately. It's not a norm that I like. Not at all. But it's the norm, unfortunately. But this is where society is going, especially within our community. But that's my thoughts on all of this, And one other thing also. So she said what she said, and it seems as though Slim Thug is someone calling him delusional because she made it clear she's not interested. She just likes his music. Gentlemen, listen, and this is just my advice. Yes, there are some cases of men being persistent in the women that they like. There are cases out there like that. But the cases are not that common to the point where I would suggest you just continue pursuing a female who makes it clear she's not interested. There's plenty other women out there. And nowadays, you don't want to be that guy who thinks, oh, maybe she's playing hard to get, I'm going to be persistent, and then it turns into a harassment situation. This is 2025. Just look around you at what's going on. That's just a cautious suggestion that I'm giving you, gentlemen that are watching this episode. You could admire a female's beauty. In your mind, you might see yourself with her. But if she's expressing she's not interested, take her word for it. Take her word for it. There's other women out there. All right? I'm trying to help some of you avoid being a creep or getting some type of harassment charge placed against you. All right? But that's my take on this. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. As always, I appreciate everyone for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode. Take care.